Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to discuss this very disturbing video that has been going about. Somewhere in Diaspora, it looks like a couple were fighting and eventually the wife, pulled a knife on the husband and threatened to cut him. And he was recording.
Leave my clothes. Leave my clothes.
Leave this place.
Leave which house?
I'm telling you.
This is my house.
This
is my house.
What happened to my clothes?
Leave my house.
Why did you remove my clothes?
None of my property there here.
Why did you remove my clothes? Why did you remove my clothes?
They watch him.
Why did you? Is that what you want? All this while I'm just that's you kill me today.
They do. Do what you want to.
This is why Papa don't play. That's why you don't know when to leave and when to stay.
They do, they go.
Alex.
They do, they go.
Alex, go.
He said this children.
Alex, go.
They run up for government.
Alex, go. You keep me today. I forgot where you keep me today.
They calm down. They calm down.
It's your record. Let me get my food. No.
They can't.
You keep me today.
No worry.
I beg you to leave in peace.
Leave
You don't want to leave.
You tell me to leave in peace.
Because you want to fight.
No worry. They do, they go. Sir.
You see my clothes?
They do, they go.
You see my clothes?
They do, they go. Don't took me knife for. 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 I will tell you. Don't took me knife. I beg, don't took me knife. No, I beg you, don't took me knife for. I will tell you, I don't carry knife for you. I don't carry knife for you. I don't carry knife for you. I will tell you. No carry, no took me knife for. No took me knife.
Why didn't you leave?
I will tell you, don't took me knife. I don't do anything. Not took me knife for. Not took me knife. I tell you. Not took me knife. Not took me knife for. You don't go carry knife. Not took me knife. I tell you, not took me knife. I tell you.
Where to go?
Where? Look at the go.
You are going where?
Not took me knife for.
We're not going anywhere.
Not took me knife.
Let me have that phone.
Which phone? This phone.
But let me have that phone. I swear to God, I will split blood here.
See.
Not took me this knife.
Not took me knife for.
I swear.
I tell you, not took me knife.
I'm not.
No, me no hold knife. Not took me knife.
No, leave it hold knife.
No, you don't have knife for.
Use it against me. I don't.
I tell you, no, you hold knife.
I begged you. Leave this room.
You want to kill me?
Go your room.
You want to kill me?
Leave me.
Are you trying to kill me? Oh yeah, kill me. Kill me. No worry. Kill me.
Either have inserted the video in the beginning or I will insert the video for you to see. But I just wanted to speak about it because everybody is looking at it, condemning the woman and saying all manners of things. And I want to come as someone who actually is quite familiar with marriages in diaspora. I want to come from a very neutral standpoint because you can't look at that video and judge what happened. We don't know what happened. But there's so many angles that I'm going to point out that it could have come from. And I'm going to speak about lessons that we can all learn from that and hopefully prevent these things from happening because it's not new. So many people have married their spouse in the diaspora in years past. It's something that has been happening, it's still happening. So the only reason we're talking about this in this manner is because so far everybody is alive, we hope. So the video got out and people are watching it and talking about it. If one of them has succeeded in buying or unaliving the other one, it will be a different story. It's been happening and it's still going to happen if people don't start listening and start changing certain things. And when these things happen, it's not just that spouse or the children that suffer. A lot of people suffer. So we must try to avoid these things from happening. First of all, I am not going to make this about the woman that took the knife or about the man that didn't take the knife. It can be either gender. Women have fight, men may have fight women. It's just about violence in relationship or when relationships don't work and people don't know what to do. People don't know how to solve the problem or how to seek help or when to finally just walk away. It's imperative that we begin to understand that the cultural difference in diaspora often clashes with the marital expectation even cultural expectations. And this brings a whole lot of weight. We've been doing a show about this thing, trying to crack that code, but obviously it's an ongoing thing. And this may be meant for a lot, but only a few that decide to gain something from these videos will gain something from this video. First of all, that couple that had this issue happen is just a mirror to many couples in the diaspora. A lot of couples in diaspora are having issues. You may not know because they're hiding it. We have a culture where we want to hide things because we're afraid of shame, afraid of gossip and things like that. So when somebody is suffering, they will still put up a front. Even though at some point people will begin to see the whether they're really happy or not. But most times, even if people see it, nobody says anything because the woman or the man is going to continue to hide. Nobody wants to bring their own aside. And that culture of hiding is causing a lot of issues because in areas where there's violence, the more you're hiding it, the more the violence is growing. Conflict is inevitable in marriages. Even in any relationship, amongst friends, among family, conflict is inevitable. But when couples start picking up a knife or weapon, it's no longer marital conflict. We are now talking about criminal issues. So that is why, before it gets to that point, it's imperative that the couples involved will do everything they can to nip it in the bud, stop it from escalating. Children suffer when these things happen. Children are the silent victims. They bleed inside. They might not say anything. But let me tell you, there's a study that shows that children that grew up in a toxic marriage or a toxic family or where there is violence, they often grow up to become violent themselves or have anxiety issues or anger issues or whatnot. But they're not okay. Even if they don't see the knife or don't see the weapon, just the tension in the house alone, children feel it and they can tell that there is tension. The best gift you can give your children is modeling how a family is supposed to function. How you two love each other is the best heritage you can give to your children. And not money, not cars, not houses. Those things are okay. But if you don't show them how to be in a marriage, how to love your spouse, you have not done them justice because they'll grow up and the cycle will continue. They'll start making the same mistakes. So unfortunately or fortunately, in diaspora, the law is watching. Your children's safety or your children's welfare is not just your business. It's the business of the government. If they know any violence going on, they will take the children. Hence, in that video, the man said that the government will take these children. We will get to that video particularly, but I want to talk generally about these things. So if you're in an abusive marriage or in a toxic marriage or a relationship and you think you're staying for your children, think again. Children would rather come home to a broken home than a violent home. Oftentimes, our culture promotes endurance. When they say endurance, they are not talking about toxic violence and things like that. Endurance means patience, forgiveness, managing with somebody when they're down, maybe financially and every other thing, health-wise. It doesn't mean self-destruction. It doesn't mean violence. It doesn't mean sacrificing your life. So let's be mindful when we use this endure. Tell people exactly what to endure. Because yes, marriage, you should endure, but no violence. I don't want to bring back the case of Osinachi. So before we get into the solutions, let's talk about how to prevent these things in the first place. The first thing is know who you marry. When you're in courtship, don't be so perfect. Don't hide your flaws. Go ahead and fight. Don't be so agreeable because you want to please the other person. No, that is why many people marry strangers. Because even when they're courting, you don't know how the person reacts to anything because you never gave opportunity for them to react. You keep pretending that things are okay when they're not okay. So be who you are, because once you're in marriage, there are added pressures. You don't have as much time to look into things as you did when it was just the two of you. So don't be afraid of courting in your natural state. Don't pretend. Be exactly who you are, both the man and the woman, so you will know how you complement each other. I also advocate for marriage counseling before you actually marry. I think that is very good because people just worry about the wedding. They don't really worry so much about the marriage itself, which if you're not prepared, it can be extremely challenging. Not to talk about added pressures of in-laws and children and bills and all that. So let's get it right to begin with before we go into the marriage. That is number one. Number two, once you get married, begin to study your spouse, understand their trigger points. Everybody have a trigger point. There is something called temporary insanity. It is real. There are people you see that are very normal, they're very functioning adults, but something can happen, they will snap and begin to act insane. It happens all the time. These people that you hear did this, did that, it's not necessarily because they're bad people. They snapped. So there's something called temporary insanity. And it's your responsibility to help your spouse not to become insane. If you look at that woman in that video, you can see she's not herself. Even when she realized that she was being recorded, she became embarrassed. Now, I will mention it again. It's never, never, never okay, no matter how somebody triggers you, to pick up a weapon. Never okay. Or to hit anybody. It's never okay. But we are all work in progress. While you're working on managing your anger, it's important for your spouse to know your trigger points and respect it. There are people you can call a liar. You tell them they're foolish, they don't care. You tell them they're stupid, they don't care. But you call them a thief, they snap. Maybe there is a trauma that happened when they were young that will make them that way. So learn your partner's trigger point and not to use that trigger point to torment them, to keep triggering them. It's for you to respect it, avoid it. In the meantime, while they're working to look at the Peter in the Bible, Peter was following Jesus all over the place. But the minute they touched Jesus, Peter used a knife and cut somebody's ears off. He snapped because that's not his real character from what we've seen of Peter. So you have to be able to know somebody's trigger point, especially if that person is your spouse. It's okay to remove yourself from danger. Then start communicating from afar. If it's somebody you're married to, insist that they get help. Because sometimes people are not doing these things because they want to. There are people that have come in social media. If you remember, there was a time Annie Dibia came and busted out in social media, breaking things and screaming, I am done, I'm tired. Do you think she really meant to do that? And later she still went back to Two-Face. I mean, that time. I know they're not more now, but then. Let's just move on from that. There's a level of emotional torture, abuse you can go through that you become somebody else. And you're wondering, who are you again? When they say that people lose themselves in marriage, what do you think they're talking about? So if you find yourself in a situation that is toxic, especially when destruction of life is possible, remove yourself. Insist that that spouse gets help. Insist that they go to counseling. Insist that they talk to the people, appropriate people. So people will get involved. And if you see them making effort, eventually they will get that, because I don't believe that there's anything anybody cannot change. It's a matter of, do you want to change it or not? If you want to change it, you put in the work to change it. So insist that your spouse or that you get help. Now, if they refuse to get help, you can leave. It's okay to leave instead of losing your life or destroying your children. So most people that are truly struggling, you can see they're struggling, they will look for help. Both of you can combine effort and get the help needed. The people that will refuse to get help is people that are just bad people, period. They don't care that they're hurting you. But if somebody is truly struggling, you will know they will be making effort, they will seek for help. In that case, when they get the help needed, you two can come back together. But don't stay there and get yourself destroyed, or stay there and get somebody else destroyed. If anything happens, both of them will suffer. If they are not gone from this earth, they are in jail. If they are not in jail, they have lost everything. If they haven't lost everything, they've lost their children. If they haven't lost their children, the stigma will follow them for life. The trauma of it all will follow them for life. So nobody's a winner in a situation like that. Don't wait till it escalates to that. Because most of the time, the truth is, none of this is sudden. Nobody just suddenly finds these things out. They're happening. You see clues. If you talk to people that marry somebody that is abusive, they will tell you, yes, they saw this sign, they saw that. These red flags, They are red for a reason. They are red because they are glaring. They don't hide. So the problem is people see the red flags and they think, oh, I love him enough to change him. I love her enough to change him. You cannot change anybody that does not want to be changed. You can only if they're willing. Then you can render the help. So what am I saying? Be mindful. Endurance doesn't mean destruction. Endurance is when life challenges come up. Because I think we don't understand what endurance means. Endurance is simply when life challenges come up. Be patient, forgive. If there's a mistake, forgive. Endurance is not when violence is involved. No, it's not endure violence. It's life challenges. Let's say sickness, loss of job. So many, I can name it. You endure through those things because it's something the other spouse cannot help. You don't endure through violence. Who told you that? You remove yourself. Because that spouse that will come and tell you, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do it. That is true. They didn't mean to do it. But guess what? Tomorrow, they will not mean to do it again. But they will still do it because they haven't learned how to control themselves. That is why they need to get help. Another thing is know the law of the land where you're staying. Know the law. Understand the law. Because it's not everything you do back home and get away with it, you will do and get away with it. They will not only worry about you, they will take your children. So understand the law and know how to operate. You that you're so quick to call the police, that police you're calling may turn around. And even if they take the children, you too, you're involved. Understand the law so you don't act in ignorance. Lastly, seek help early. Don't wait. It's better people gossip you. It's better people laugh at you. But at the end of the day, you have a very functioning, a very mutual respect, a very beautiful marriage than that you stayed in toxicity, hiding it. Guess what? You cannot hide it though. Eventually, it will come out. It's just like pregnancy. Our people say they know the cover up. You can cover it, but by 9 months, it must come out. So that thing you're hiding, thinking you're hiding your family, you're not seeking for help, you're not doing what is necessary, eventually it will be a problem. And I hope it will not be to where the whole world will see it in the news because somebody have hurt the other person. Or you have a child that have hurt somebody because of what they went through, the trauma they went through growing up. I've heard about it. When somebody will call the other person Ashawo. Why will you call your spouse Ashawo for? Because you're angry. And let's say that's that woman's trigger. She does something out of character. She'll be blamed forever. Let's be mindful. Let's seek help early. Don't wait till it's too late. When the first one happens, don't keep quiet. Second one happens, don't keep quiet. The third one may be a disaster. So that's what I wanted to bring up. Let's not judge this woman too harshly till we know exactly what is going on. If she's somebody that is just cantankerous, is always fighting, then yes, it's different. Because let's not forget, some people are bad, period. Even if they're with the best of the best, they will still be bad. But there are a lot of good people that are facing challenges due to the situation they find themselves in. Let's be guided. Let's be mindful. All this diaspora nonsense should stop. Not be only us con diaspora. Haba. Every minute, every hour, somebody is doing this, somebody were in the news. Let's do better. Let's uphold the culture we came from. Let's represent it well outside because we're all ambassadors. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe for more. And until next time, may God bless you. Bye.